Magandang gabi sa lahat ng ating manonood. In our society, many families quietly face challenges that are not always visible to the naked eye. Challenges that call not only for awareness but also for genuine compassion and support. One of this is living with autism and other concerns in the spectrum, or ASD, a condition that comes in many forms and levels, requiring different kinds of care and understanding. But what does that really mean to be in the spectrum, and what programs and support systems are available for families, and how can we as a community create a more inclusive and supportive environment? Today, to join us on Agapay Tatak Rosa Rosal as we open the conversation on the different programs designed for individuals on the spectrum and the inspiring stories of hope behind them. Ako po si William Thio, and this is Agapay, where no one is left behind and every story has someone to lean on. Okay, and to help us better understand the different programs and support systems for individuals in the spectrum or who are inclusive, we are joined tonight by two dedicated advocates in the field of education and development. First, we have Ms. Alexa Manlutak, a K-12 principal who has been actively leading inclusive education initiatives and shaping learning environment that responds to diverse needs of students and is connected with the Vanguard Academy. And also with us is Mr. Ariel Santos of the Transcend program of the TVA. He's a coordinator who works closely with individuals on the spectrum, guiding them through programs that build life skills, independence, and of course, confidence. So good evening to both of you, and thank you for joining us tonight.
Good evening. Thanks for having us.
Okay, thank you, Alexa. Thank you, Ariel. And you know, it's wonderful, you know, to talk about something that is actually misunderstood by a lot of people. So I guess my first question would be, what does it mean to be inclusive? What is inclusivity?
So when we say inclusivity, I'd say it's standing true to the right that everyone has to participate.
Okay.
So in the context of education, inclusive education is sort of an educational philosophy, or it's a learning model where learners of all abilities share a classroom or learn together with their same age peers. So when we say all abilities, that's neurotypical, what some people would call normal, but that's not really the term.
Typical students, yes. Typical kids.
Yes, neurotypical kids, yes. Work and learn alongside students with special needs, so those with like you mentioned earlier, autism spectrum disorder, ADHD, and another.
There are many, right? And some of them are not really visible to the naked eye.
Yes,
So
definitely.
even parents take a little while because sometimes the borderline is very very narrow,
Yes.
actually, right? So basically, when somebody is inclusive, or is part of a certain type of spectrum, what do we look out for in the early stages? Because I mean, for kids, right, we have newborn screening now, so we know exactly what to look out for in the general health. Pero sa inclusivity, ano yung tinitingnan dapat ng isang magulang to know whether they need to assess further, or whether they can already sort of brand the kid as a neurotypical child?
It's kind of tricky in a sense that every child develops different.
Right.
So when they're younger, there's some instances wherein their speaking develops faster, their cognition develops much slower. So the pace where the child develops, it's different based on the different domains. But there are behaviors that we can look out for, like what we call them the atypical behaviors, or behavior that you don't normally see on a student or on a child on that age.
I see.
Basic example would be, there would be a specific age wherein it's not normal, it's atypical for a child to walk tiptoeing, still tiptoeing.
Oh, yes.
One, another behavior.
And these are very simple, subtle signs,
Mm-hmm.
right? Na you
Yes.
can actually, you can actually ignore kung
Yes.
tutusin.
Yes.
Some people might think that it's like, for that age, like, oh, maybe they're just playing, or they'll think that they'll grow
Or
out
trip
of
lang
it.
nila. di ba?
Yes, yes,
Sa totoo lang yan,
exactly.
pwede. Oo.
And just like what you said earlier, there's a fine line because there's a specific age wherein that is an acceptable
Yes.
behavior.
Mm-hmm.
Like on the younger years, 2 years old, 3 years old, that's completely normal.
Mm-hmm.
And another behavior that you can also look out for are excessive hand flapping.
Oh, I see. So
Yes.
these are the small things that we can look out for. But unfortunately, not every person is informed about
Yes.
this, diba? Hindi nila, they generally, people like to ignore things, even sicknesses, until it
Yes.
gets really bad, until the symptoms really get bad. Nobody wants to go to the doctor,
Yes.
to the hospital. So ganun din siya.
Yes.
Okay. So, pagka ganito, no, especially sometimes also speech is delayed. And I don't know, in my case, when I was a kid, I had so many things that I wanted to do. It was impossible to walk in a straight line. If you see something, then you'd go there, you'd see something again.
Yes.
So, there were so many things that caught my attention, which is why after a few years, I was diagnosed with actually ADD, attention deficit disorder, at the time. So that's how my parents dealt with it, to find something. But when I really liked something, like even if it was like a bowl of jumping shrimp or clams from the market that were, being asked to spit, I could stay there forever because it was something that caught my fancy.
Yes.
So ganun din yan.
Yes, basically.
Okay, so let's talk about inclusive education. How is it different from typical education? And when does it actually start?
Let's stop on the socio-emotional part. With the word inclusivity, inclusion, the root word is inclusion. So it's more on
Include sila.
making sure that they feel they belong, they feel that they're loved, they're taken care of, and given importance.
Okay.
Yes. So you mentioned also when it starts. This can start at any age, really.
Okay.
So in the school, as early as pre-kindergarten, all our classes are already inclusive. It's really just the idea or the concept of putting everyone of all abilities in the
All
same learning
together.
space. Yeah, so long as they are ready for it and they still benefit from that setup, then that's definitely an inclusive space.
And what are the challenges of this? Of course, definitely there are, because with different paces of learning and different concerns, how do we manage? That is actually quite important, di ba?
Yes. So in the classroom, basically the way we train our teachers and the way we conduct our classes are completely different. In a typical classroom, you have like 30 to 40 students
Right,
to
right.
one teacher. Whereas in the school, we sort of learn that 1 is to 4 or 1
That's
is
the
to 3.
student-teacher ratio.
Yes, that would be the ratio that works best, so that we're sure that we're still giving individualized services to the students, because part of providing those services and providing those supports is really getting to know each student as an individual first, and we can't really guarantee that if the ratio was any bigger. So that's
It's hard to handle.
Yes, it also includes having to train our teachers in a very wide variety of strategies, because we also recognize that not just one strategy won't work for all the kids. We need to be able to pick and choose what we know would benefit each individual child, then find the blend within the classroom.
And you have to do that on the fly. So it's an
Yeah.
incredible talent. I mean, it's not like you even have time to adjust to the situation, di ba?
Yes.
So you have to deal with it as it comes.
Yes, there's a lot of intuition involved in it. And again, it always goes back to knowing the child. So as long as you know the student, you get to know them at the start of the year, you continue to get to know them, who they grow into as the year progresses. Technically, that skill kind of hones itself as you go along.
Okay, but as a school, as a teacher, no, in a classroom setting, how do we find out? Syempre, you have to talk to the parents first. Is that the baseline? Kung ano sila sa bahay, ganon, to be able to para bang match, or do you do your own tests or your own assessment?
So when a student is first interested, or if a
Yes.
family is interested in enrolling in the school, it always starts with speaking to the parents, getting to know the student through the parents. If they bring the student during the interview or anything like that, we talk to the child as well. Then when they get to the classroom, the teachers are usually the ones that get a more in-depth look. Prior to entering the classroom, they usually have like a one-on-one screening with one of
Okay.
our members of leadership. Then they're the ones who can say whether the student will focus on therapy first, or if the student's ready to be in the classroom. If it's in the classroom, is it a large group already of 5, or is it a smaller group of 3?
I see.
Yeah, so all those things, we have a system for it. But then once we get to the classroom, obviously there are things that we can't really get from one session, one 1 hour screening.
Right.
So the teachers still work actively with the leadership, with the admissions department, to sort of talk about what additional supports the student may need, or what additional needs the student has that came out within the course of them staying in the classroom itself.
Okay, so in other words, to put it, it's if it's a menu, it's like an a la carte menu. Each student, is part of that. You cannot just necessarily group them all together.
Yes.
So if you have, let's say, ADD or ADHD, there's still differences between
Yes,
one
definitely.
child with ADHD and another child who has the same situation, right?
Yes.
Oh, okay. And how important is awareness and acceptance from the community when it comes to supporting this? Because that's what we're championing right now, right? Is to make communities, to include people in the spectrum, to be part of everyday life, which is, I know they can, because there are a couple of students who have kept their jobs for quite a while already, and who are thriving, and who even are more personable when it comes to knowing regular customers' wants and needs than actual others na makakalimutan nila, di ba? Yeah, and yun. So, and what are for parents, what are the challenges in the beginning? Because first, like you said, it's acceptance first. So the parents have to accept it.
I think upon acceptance, the next step would be the openness for
Okay.
the programs, for the support. And once we are open with the support, it's easier for us to be consistent. Consistent in a sense that the support provided, the management, the teaching style that are done inside the classroom will also translate in the house, in the home, and also in the whole community. So there's a consistency in every context, in every environment. And that's where children with special needs really learn.
Okay.
When there's consistency and it is present in all contexts of their lives.
Okay, and do they adjust to this? Because we're putting, even if you say it's 1 to 4, right? It's still an adjustment to be with kids who hindi mo kilala. I used to dread the first day of school because I would like, I don't know anybody. Will I be bullied? Will they like me? And how will I put my best foot forward so I don't look like a geek or a nerd? I mean, so how do they adjust? Because it's quite challenging also to put people all together, right? But then I can see that it actually works.
Yes, so the way that we sort of start the school year is very different. If in other schools they start with academics from the get-go, or like you review the curriculum for the year or anything, they usually do that at the beginning. For us, we focus on building the relationship with the child. So for the
trust.
first, yes,
okay,
exactly.
That's very important.
Yes, so for the first 2 weeks, we do what is called pairing. I believe that's an ABA term, wherein we follow along with what the student would like to do, and then we start to pair ourselves with the things that they prefer, so that they understand that school isn't necessarily a scary place, or school isn't necessarily a demand-heavy place. It's a place where they feel safe to learn, safe to be themselves, and sort of understand that, hey, these adults and my other classmates understand who I am and where I'm coming from, so I can be myself here.
Okay, so it gets to be a place that they look forward to going to. Okay, that's nice. So understanding is the first step, but it shouldn't just stop there.
Yes.
For many families, the real challenge begins in finding the right support and guidance. So don't go away. Agapay Tatak Rosa Rosal will return after these short messages.
The 2025 was a meaningful year for Bingo Plus Foundation. As our purpose grew, it was time for a new chapter. Introducing DigiPlus Foundation.
Education is the bridge to opportunities. Through the Future Smart program, we empower learners and educators nationwide. At DigiPlus Foundation, we multiply learning for a better future.
Healthcare should come with no barriers. Kalusugan Plus delivers medical missions, and Embrace Plus mental health support, which empower every Filipino through compassionate and accessible healthcare. At DigiPlus Foundation, we multiply healing. One patient, one community at a time.
Every dream deserves a chance. In Wish Plus, we grant wishes, empowering individuals, families, and communities together with their partners. At DigiPlus Foundation, we multiply hope, dignity, and possibilities.
Disasters don't wait. Through the Bayanihan Plus program, we mobilize immediate response and recovery efforts. At DigiPlus Foundation, we multiply the spirit of Bayanihan across the nation.
DigiPlus Foundation is committed to delivering on our promise to bring help within everyone's reach. When support becomes accessible, impact doesn't just grow, it multiplies.
Madali pa mag-cash in sa Bingo Plus?
Sa Bingo Plus,
Official partner na namin ng Bayad Center. Easy!
license ba yun ng Pagcor? Sa Bingo Plus,
Kaya responsible gaming lagi.
ang fun!
Gaming? Na may insurance?
Sa Bingo Plus,
Sa PhilFirst, insured ang wallet mo ng 1 million pesos.
Safe nga! Talaga namang...
sa Bingo Plus,
Partnered with Bayad Center, licensed by Pagcor, protected by PhilFirst.
sa Bingo Plus.
The best players succeed because they set boundaries. Every great athlete wins with control. Always have a game plan.
Hi everyone! Nakaligo na ba ang lahat? Charot! This is Nico Bernardo, one of your PCSO Lottery Draw hosts. At inaanyayahan po namin kayo na manood at sumuporta sa mga games ng PCSO. This is where everyday people gets the chance to win life-changing jackpot prizes and also can change the lives of other people. Dahil para po sa kaalaman ng lahat, part of the proceeds na ibinabayad natin sa bawat ticket ay inilalaan po natin yan sa PCSO charitable programs. Kaya it's a win-win situation dahil hindi ka lamang nananalo, nakatutulong ka pa sa kapwa natin nangangailangan. At syempre, mapapanood nyo po ng live at transparent ang ating mga lottery draws every 2 p.m., 5 p.m., and 9 p.m. Every day po yan, Mondays to Sundays sa IBC 13, D8TV, and also you can watch us via online sa aming social media platforms. Don't forget to subscribe and follow us on our social media accounts, Facebook and YouTube on D8TV channels. Kaya ano pang hinihintay nyo, bili na ng mga tickets and tara na, let's play Lotto!
Welcome back to Agapay, Tatak Rosa Rosal, and of course still on the topic of inclusivity with Ariel and of course Alexa. And now that we understand the general sense better, let's talk about the different types of programs available for the individuals and the students of the Vanguard Academy, because I do understand that TVA is the only school that is actually accredited even by the U.S. Embassy, right? Isn't it? I don't know. I heard it is one of the ones though that at the top tier of dealing with kids in the with special needs. So can you tell us a little bit about your programs?
Okay, so
Alexa
we have
as principal,
yes,
right? Yeah.
We have a very diverse range of programs, but to me it's basically like any other school. We have our pre-kindergarten all the way to grade 12 classes. So all those classes are fully inclusive. In each class, we have students who fall under one or a combination of 3 curricula. So they can be under the standard curriculum, modified, or functional, basically just to meet them where they're at and then build from there. So that's from pre-K to grade 12. Along with that, we also have our allied health and related services department or program, which usually has what I think might be more common to people, which includes the therapy services. So we have our occupational therapist, speech, physical, we have ABA practitioners as well. And we have there. So those 4. So those are instructional support services also, which are basically like after-school tutoring to focus on
And this
very
works
specific.
together with the basic programs
Yes.
based on the needs of that particular child,
Yes,
right?
so like I mentioned earlier, we have a screening process, and during the screening process, the members involved help identify what it is that the students need. Because we have to admit, even as teachers, we can't really do everything in the classroom. We need the help of the full village or the full community.
To raise a child. Sabi nga nila,
Exactly.
it takes a village to raise a child.
It just so happens in Vanguard, we're very fortunate to have a village that's sort of like a one-stop shop where you can come to school, get pulled out for therapy or have therapy after class. You don't need to go to a separate center or anything because we already have our in-house services for that.
Okay, so each student can have a totally different schedule
Yes.
within the school.
Yes, definitely.
That's very nice. So it talagang addressed to the special needs not only of the situation but of the child itself.
Yes, definitely.
Galing. Okay, so that's where we get, this is the basic curriculum, but then we can recommend, okay, these are the therapies that we need to do, so we can include them.
Yes.
Okay, and this is my question actually, since we're talking about inclusivity, does the Vanguard Academy also have typical children?
Yes,
They
definitely.
do.
Yes.
So, dito pa lang sa school, we're already simulating an actual real community outside.
Yes.
Because even for us, many of our valedictorians, salutatorians growing up, iba kasi sa tunay na buhay. right? I mean, you can perform so well in school. To be
Yes,
honest, I mean, be a straight A student, do very, very well. But once na pinakawalan sa tunay na mundo, when you're out on your own, then it's also different because that's where sinasabi nila diskarte comes in, di ba? So, dito pa lang sa school, we already do this together. So, you already see how they interact together.
Yeah.
Is it difficult?
Incredibly, yes. It is very difficult. You know, it's already hard enough in typical schools where neurotypical students argue with each other, they bully and such. In Vanguard, we're very fortunate to have teachers that are trained to sort of avoid, or not really avoid, sort of make sure that those common sad things about other schools don't really occur in the school. So you mentioned earlier about how the way they are in school academically doesn't really translate to the real world. Yeah, one of the things we're very proud of is the fact that our neurotypical students, as they grow up, really have a genuine heart for their classmates with special needs. It gets to the point where we don't really have to instruct them to be like, hey, hold your classmate's hand, or hey, help your classmate do this.
They do this on their own accord.
They have the initiative, yes. As early as I currently teach grade 3. So as early as grade 3, I have students who are basically my mini teachers. When they see I'm already struggling with something else, I have a student who will stand up in front of the class and continue with the circle time or continue with the morning meeting with
everyone. But the satisfaction of that is incredible. You know, as a teacher, you can see that, you know, because hindi mo mabibili yung puso yung compassion. You cannot teach that Usually that's very innate. So masasabi natin sa ating institution na tunay na bayani ang ating mga guro dito sa Vanguard Academy. Okay, so let's talk about the therapies. Let's go into this because I mean, it seems that this is actually quite what makes it work for each individual, like speech therapy, occupational therapy, behavioral therapy, and how do we use this together, and how long does a child need to go to? Like, usually I hated math tutorial, you know, so I dread it, but for the kids, I'm sure these therapies are enjoyable because it helps them be able to function in their classroom setting, right?
Yes.
When it comes to there's no specific time frame. As long as they need it, we will provide those kind of services for them. But what really makes it work is the collaboration between the different stakeholders for the child. One is the home, the teacher, the therapist, and other service providers that the child has.
That's a very good point, Ariel. So we actually focus on that also. So the school can only do so much. I mean, the parents also have to understand what the school is doing to sort of mimic it at home. Kasi kung hindi, masisira yung flow, di ba?
Just like what I've mentioned earlier, the consistency across all contexts. So the collaboration between different service providers takes care of that. Because there would be meetings, there would be calibrations, there would be constant communication between all of them, so that the goals, the approaches, the techniques, the managements, there will be all the same, so that there would be consistency across all contexts, environments, and even every individual that the child works with.
I see. Okay, that's very, very interesting. But it's a lot of work.
Oh, yes.
And it's a lot of sort of understanding a child before actually getting the program to them. So it's sort of curated.
Yes.
And the way we understand children is completely different depending on the professional. So for a teacher, academically, you know, we can sort of lead the way there. And since we spend the most time with them in a day in the school, we can inform a lot on regular day-to-day behavior. But then the way we see things might be totally different from how a parent experiences it or how a therapist views it. Like perhaps one of their behaviors might be sensory seeking or something of that sort. So that's why I like that Teacher's Auntie highlighted the collaboration, because that's one of the things that are difficult, but it's really a cornerstone in the school, where we really have to talk to each other, to the point that if in regular schools the parent-teacher conferences are like 20 minutes, 30 minutes, we really make sure that each student gets a 1 hour parent-teacher conference that has the full team there of teachers and therapists to fully discuss the progress of the student and how we're going to move forward in a way that everything's aligned.
So we really do not waste any time. Every
definitely
single
not.
thing is, plotted properly. So
Yes.
we make use of the whole day, the whole week, and the whole school year.
Yes.
But personally, how about the focus of the students? Do they have the same length of classroom time as neurotypical when you're in the spectrum, or do we modify a little bit depending on, are there more breaks? I mean, to adjust to what is needed, or can we actually go through the whole usual 45 minutes classroom time?
So the baseline that we offer in the school follows the same schedule as a regular classroom, wherein students get a minimum of 5 to 6 hours in a day. Then each learning block is about 40 minutes. Then with snacks and lunch and everything in between. For our students with special needs, typically there are what we call accommodations. So those accommodations are the things that we provide to sort of help them reach their goal. We're not
Okay.
changing the goal. These are just the supports that are given. So that can include things like movement breaks.
Okay.
We have a lot of students. If you go to the school, our hallways are never really clear because we always have students who are taking walks, sort of like to recalibrate themselves and prepare themselves for another chunk. Same thing goes if they have worksheets. We have some students who only have, let's say, 3 items on a paper instead of 10, because we don't want them to be overwhelmed from the get-go. So those sort of accommodations are present.
Okay, so we use different speeds, different methods. What's important is we reach our end goal.
Yes.
However, whatever is inside the sandwich
Yes.
depends. It really depends. Basta yung goal natin is met. Okay,
Yes.
Teacher Santi, can you tell us about the Transcend program and what is its main goal? I understand this is rather new, right? In a way, it's rather new, but it seems to be the breakthrough. It seems to be there. I think this is where I got it wrong. Vanguard is the only school that has a program like Transcend.
Yes.
Okay, so can you tell us a little bit about it?
All right, so from the K-12 program, so they'll be completing elementary, high school, junior high school, senior high school. So what's next for them? So what if they're not ready yet for college, or they're not destined for college? That's where the Transcend program comes in.
Okay.
So the Transcend program is a program for adults, young adults 18 years old and above, wherein the program will try their best, our best, to give or to achieve, to help them achieve their fullest potential of these students with special needs. So may it be in the context of a possible higher education, college, university, or may it be in the form of employment.
Right, which is the goal actually.
Yes.
Whether you go to higher education or you don't, employment is the ultimate goal.
But we also have maybe they will thrive in entrepreneurship, or maybe just they can have their independent or assisted living. So we provide them opportunities for them to succeed, to thrive, and achieve their fullest potential, regardless of which track or which path they would want to be in the future.
Okay, since that is a handful, it's really, how do you do this? How can you tell us about how the program actually works?
The program has 3 tracks.
Okay.
The education track, the employment track, and the entrepreneurship and assisted living track. So just like what Teacher Alexa mentioned earlier, we give premium to pairing, getting to know the student, building relationship with them, and that's what we do for the first part of the once they come into the Transcend program. It's where we know their strength, know their weaknesses, the things that may need support with, things that may need to help with, and that's what we use to help them determine which track that they can go to moving forward. So education, with its name, it's a track dedicated for students with special needs that there's a potential for higher education. May it be a diploma course or a certificate course. Just like you mentioned earlier, there are a lot of children with special needs that are good in arts, painting. We can put them in that track wherein he or she can get a certificate in arts, in music, whatever he or she is good at. Another track is the employment track. This is where
This is the ultimate goal.
Yes,
Actually, this is the ultimate goal.
Yes, we've partnered with different companies. The starting point here in the employment track is to put them in internships.
Okay, yes.
Just like what we mentioned earlier.
That is the breakthrough. Because ang galing, because you have to actually talk to these different companies, di ba, as a school, to get the kids to do the...
Yes, and what's important there, just like what you mentioned earlier, the importance of real life experiences and us putting them out there with those real companies in the real working situations, in the real life. That's what really helps them. It builds their confidence, their self-esteem, their sense of self, the sense of belongingness. Not only that, it also helps foster an inclusive environment in the working community.
Okay.
Where they're deployed.
So it's not only the student or the intern that benefits, but rather the whole system, even the existing system already, because it makes the world a better place to live in. Okay, marami pa tayong pag-uusapan. When we return, we'll talk about what happens beyond these programs, how families can provide support at home, and how important it is for individuals in the spectrum to be a part of everyday environment like schools, workplaces, and the community. And we'll also talk about a little bit about government support. So stay with us here on Agapay, Tatak Rosa Rosal. We will be back. Stay tuned.
The 2025 was a meaningful year for Bingo Plus Foundation. As our purpose grew, it was time for a new chapter. Introducing DigiPlus Foundation.
Education is the bridge to opportunities. Through the Future Smart program, we empower learners and educators nationwide. At DigiPlus Foundation, we multiply learning for a better future.
Healthcare should come with no barriers. Kalusugan Plus delivers medical missions and Embrace Plus mental health support, which empower every Filipino through compassionate and accessible healthcare. At DigiPlus Foundation, we multiply healing. One patient, one community at a time.
Every dream deserves a chance. In Wish Plus, we grant wishes, empowering individuals, families, and communities together with their partners. At DigiPlus Foundation, we multiply hope, dignity, and possibilities.
Disasters don't wait. Through the Bayanihan Plus program, we mobilize immediate response and recovery efforts. At DigiPlus Foundation, we multiply the spirit of Bayanihan across the nation.
DigiPlus Foundation is committed to delivering on our promise to bring help within everyone's reach. When support becomes accessible, impact doesn't just grow, it multiplies.
Madali pa mag-cash in sa Bingo Plus?
Sa Bingo Plus.
Official partner na namin ng Bayad Center. Easy!
License ba yun ng popcorn?
Sa Bingo Plus.
Kaya responsible gaming lagi.
Ang fun!
Gaming? Na may insurance?
Sa Bingo Plus.
Sa PhilFirst, insured ang wallet mo ng 1 million pesos.
Safe nga! Talaga namang...
Sa Bingo Plus.
Partnered with Bayad Center, licensed by PAGCOR, protected by PhilFirst.
Sa Bingo Plus.
The best players succeed because they set boundaries. Every great athlete wins with control. Always have a game plan.
And tonight, we aren't just talking about beauty, we're talking about the business of beauty and the heart behind the hustle. Our guest tonight is a powerhouse, a celebrity makeup artist, a semi-permanent tattooist, and the CEO of Monique Beauty Lounge, and of course, a new member of JCI Manilena, a new board member. Anyway, you wear so many hats, Monique, no? While I introduced you, you were a CEO, you are a board member, you're also a makeup artist, no? Which one did you put on first?
Okay, I started as a makeup artist.
Okay.
It's a dream, a passion also. Well, a lot of friends and clients are encouraging me na maybe you should open up your own shop na talaga, like your own physical shop where everyone can really go and meet you and experience what we are experiencing, what you're providing to us.
So congratulations, Monique, on being a new board member of JCI Manilena.
Thank you.
What drew you to this specific organization?
Yeah, it was something very personal actually to me. What they do kasi is they help the community, especially yung mga nasa sa mga kailangan talaga ng help. So, they opened those doors by creating projects, programs for them to help them. Yeah. It made me realize na I really want to be part of that. Parang, and I'm thankful, I'm grateful for JCI Manilena and for appointing me as one of their board of directors. Thank you.
Welcome back to Agapay, Tatak Rosa Rosal, and still with Teacher Santi and of course Miss Alexa of the Vanguard Academy. So we were just talking a while ago about some of the internships and some of the programs and where the kids can work 18 years and above, right? Can you tell us some of the areas? I know restaurants is one of them. After restaurants, what other?
Restaurants, cafes, office, like administrative jobs. We also have partner companies in the area of pet care, healthcare providers.
Oh, okay. So basically, it's pretty diverse.
Yes, it's pretty diverse.
Okay.
And what's good with our program, our employment program, is that we just don't plug them there and let them be.
Oh,
we
okay.
provide support along the way. We have this job coaching initiative wherein teachers will be together with the students once they're employed in the internship sites. We call them job coaches. So that's
sumasama sila.
Yes, sumasama sila. They help out in managing the child, helping them be accustomed with their new environment. But more than that, the job coach's main goal or main responsibility is to equip and ready the environment. Not because readying the training of the student, that happens in the hub, in the Transcend program, within the four corners of our classroom. But once they are out in the internship sites, that's the time wherein the job coaches prepare the environment, meaning their co-workers, their managers, and the people they work with or interact with within the work community.
And I'm sure also it also helps the intern that there's a familiar face around in an unfamiliar environment. Okay, now let's talk about parents, because I think one of the greatest fear of parents is after all of this, right? Because it takes, like you said, it takes a village, and other than a village, it takes very special skills, a great a degree of compassion and understanding that sometimes is, probably endless. So with this, I'm glad that there is hope. That it gives the parents hope that school is not just a daycare, and what are we going to do after? It gives purpose and it's aspirational, so we can achieve our dreams and beyond. And my question is, generally, with the way you see communities in general, is this sustainable? Is it sustainable? I mean, in the real world environment, are we still far from our goals? Or do you think that soon we will be able to have a completely inclusive community? Because I think that's the right goal in all aspects and angles of life. Because for me, if I had a child, I would want to make sure that their future was secure in any way, shape, or form, of course. So with that then, let's go to teachers. Ano yung skills na hinahanap ninyo sa isang guro of inclusive education?
Well, as someone who's very actively involved in the recruitment process of the school, I think the main thing that we really look for is a teacher or our teachers who genuinely want to connect with the students. Because we have had applicants in the past who were amazing pedagogically. They can create really smooth lessons. They have all their visuals in place. But when it came to the actual lesson or when it came to the actual implementation, what really lacked was them trying to really connect with the students. And in our case, in all abilities classrooms or in inclusive classrooms, the connection is really where everything starts.
Because so if there's no connection, wala.
Everything that they prepared is for naught because the student won't pay attention or the student will have a hard time engaging because they have things in their minds that are more interesting to them.
And to add on that, I think I don't want to break the cliche that teachers are patient. Yes, but more than that, it should be the heart. The heart to provide support, the heart to help students, not just students with special, but any kind of students of all abilities. Because if you have the heart, the patience will follow. The drive to be better when it
pedagogical.
Whatever that term is. That one, it will follow. The competency will follow because you have the heart to help the students.
Same thing goes if a teacher is willing to be a lifelong learner. That is a very massive thing because in inclusive education or in all abilities education, there is no such thing as having the same case over and over again. You can't really teach the curriculum over and over again. You're going to have
student is a new experience.
Exactly. So if we have had teachers who came from typical schools and have been teaching for more than 10 years, but when they come to the school, when they come to Vanguard, they do have a difficult time because it's not just one size fits all. So if we have teachers, the ones who do succeed are the ones who are willing to keep learning, the ones who are willing to make the mistakes, yes, but also ready to reflect on them and come back better for the students that next day, if not within the day.
So generally there's a lot of things going on, right? So for families who may feel hesitant, is it better to integrate children into mainstream settings early on, or should they begin with a specialized learning, or it depends on the child?
It definitely depends on the child. So we have what we call the response to intervention, I guess, triangle model, wherein we put the child where they would benefit. There are some students who at an early age would benefit from having intensive one-on-one sessions for therapy or even just for instruction to sort of work on the baseline skills where academics isn't really the main priority. But there are other students where if they're going to benefit from that social environment, because classrooms are social talaga in nature, the recommendation would be to put them there. The earlier that we can get them integrated into even a microcosm of a community, that would be better because that shapes...
That's more ideal.
Yes, that would shape the individual child and that would shape the community that they enter, but only if they're ready.
And since we've noticed that there are a lot of people in the spectrum, even the middle income or the underprivileged, are we connected for parents who would want to have this type of education available to their child, but I mean, you know, that their financial capabilities are limited? Is there anybody who they can talk to? Are you partnered with anyone who can actually help them or shed light on kung paano nila ma-achieve itong mga goals nila para sa mga magulang na yun?
So we are partnered with the Missionaries of the Poor. Even before I started in the school, that was already the community that we're partnered with, and they send us scholars. At the moment, one thing I'm really looking forward to in the school is the fact that part of our purpose includes shaping the communities outside. So there was a time recently where we met with a lot of public school teachers in Makati, and we were able to talk with them and sort of begin the conversation on how we can bring our inclusive ed system to the public school classroom, since we are seeing initiatives from the government to sort of start off inclusive ed
So
in
that's
public
good then.
schools.
So I was going to ask that, but I'm glad that the government it came from you. That I just hope that it will be a continued support
Yes.
from the government, because I'm sure we all need it. So before we close, what advice can you give to employers or other individuals to provide, support to be able to achieve all of our goals? Because I mean, I guess we all have to have a mindset of openness, and definitely we have to also understand openness, compassion, understanding, and a host of other things. So to strike a balance in the whole community.
Yeah, so for me, it's two things. First of all, when we meet individuals with special needs, whether that be autism or ADHD, whatever it may be, it's good to remember that they are still individuals in themselves. They are, just because they have a diagnosis doesn't make them all that different from other people. It's the same way if I am good at writing, you're really great at speaking. Those are both abilities.
Yes.
And that is a diverse set, which leads to my second point, where abilities doesn't mean that neurotypical students or neurotypical people have all the abilities. We have to admit, as neurotypical people, that we also have our shortcomings. And it's that same perspective that we should have with kids with special needs, wherein not only are the kids with special needs benefiting from an inclusive classroom because they're with neurotypical people, but the neurotypical students are also benefiting from having their classmates with special needs there. So it's good for any employers or parents or teachers or any schools. It's really just a matter of seeing the student for who they are, seeing the child as an individual, not by their diagnosis, not by their behaviors. They are who they are because that's them.
By their signature, by their features, by their thumbprint, as an individual, as a child. Okay, and finally, what messages would you like to share with families who are navigating this journey? To a few, and also, where can they get in touch with you in case there's any questions or
for the families or the individuals with special needs? It's never too late to provide them with the opportunity for them to succeed, for them to thrive, for them to achieve their fullest potential. Never too late. There's never big of an age, never too old. Right now is the best time for them.
There's no better time than the present. Okay.
Yes, exactly. So you'll be able to reach, or you'll be able to find Vanguard through Instagram, Facebook, the Vanguard Academy. You can also find more information about the school on our website, vanguard.edu.ph. That also includes a link for recruitment for teachers and admissions for students.
Okay, and whatever age you are, whatever concerns that you have, whether you think it's hopeful or hopeless, you'll be able to find something that will help the child, that will help the parents, and once that is already dealt with, definitely the next is to include them in the communities. Yes, and that is the goal. Okay, so thank you very much, Miss Alexa Manluta, K-12 Principal and Teacher, the Vanguard Academy, and of course, Teacher Ariel Santos of the Transcend Program Coordinator and Teacher. Thank you very much for also educating me, because I have a lot to learn about this, and also maybe understanding why I do the things I do and why I think the things I think. So inclusion begins with awareness, but it is sustained through action. Let us continue to open doors, create opportunities, and build a community where everyone, regardless of ability, has a place to belong. Ako po si William Thio, and this has been Agapay, Tatak Rosa Rosal, where every story matters and no one is ever left behind. Magandang gabi po sa inyong lahat. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.